Good morning. Thank you for joining me for my first Facebook Live of 2026. My name is Tracy Held. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne, in Australia. I hope that everybody had a very happy and peaceful New Year and that you're all raring to go full creative mode and ready to create lots and lots for this year. Now, my card this year is featuring new products. Oh, there we go. Maybe if I tilt it like that, you can actually see. It looks like the light was glaring off my embossing. So there we go. That's what the card looks like. These products will be available from Tuesday. And this is the Endless Love Suite. Now, I'm not using the DSP from the suite, but definitely the bundle. And I actually showed it to you at the end of last year. But, you know, this time of year, my thoughts start going to Valentine's Day cards, so be prepared to see a lot of this for the next few weeks. That's our bundle. We have the stamps, and you can see they're already stained. I have been using them. And then these are the dies. Now, I love these dies. This die over here will coordinate with those hearts. And then you've got that sort of label die which will work with some of those sentiments, but this one here, which we're not using today, is my absolute favorite. And if that wasn't enough for you to love, there's also an embossing folder. Now let's see, hopefully you can see that. It kind of has hearts all over it, and they're going in scallops over the embossing folder. It's, hopefully you can see there. I've actually used it today on those side pieces. Let's see. I already stuck them onto my bases, but oops, just trying to get a camera angle where hopefully there you can see that embossing. Okay, so let's get going. Once all the heat embossing is done, this is actually a really easy card to make. Oops, and I may have cut off the edge of my embossed piece. So to start, we're just gonna score at 3 centimeters from each end. If you're working in inches, that's going to be 1 1/4 inches. Okay, so that's just really easy scoring. Nothing complicated for today's card. I thought we'd do an easy one to get us into the new year. And then, like I said, I've already stuck my embossed little strips onto my mats. So those mats can just stick onto my side flaps over here. And I will say the only thing, and you only have to worry about, ooh, it looks like I cut that one the wrong size. Okay, hang on. Let me just check here. Okay, it looks like maybe I cut my card base slightly too big, and isn't it amazing that it's kind of just a millimeter out, but it just looked so wrong when I was putting this down. There we go, that looks much better. So as I was saying, just make sure, and you only have to worry about it for the first piece, which direction your hearts are going, because fortunately it's a symmetric card, so if it's upside down once, then you can just flip the card over. But when you're sticking the second piece, you definitely want to make sure that it's going in the same direction as your first piece. And then I'm going to stick my mat, and for probably one of the first times ever, and it may be the only time this year, I don't have any decoration on my insert. And when I looked at it, the reason for that is because that insert is sticking out in your card and you've got so much else going on the front. I didn't want to add extra bits there to distract from it. So it did feel really strange for me to have a blank insert. That happens like never. Oh, okay, I think that I dipped my smoky slate into my Versamark pad, but luckily for me, it's getting stuck down and you'll never know that the back was all messy. Okay, so that just needs a good press with a bone folder. Now, I don't know if you can notice on this one, but I cut these hearts out of the standard basic white, and when I looked at it, it just looked a little bit flimsy, and you know, I could see my embossing through. So for the one we're making today, I have cut my hearts out of the thick basic white. So hopefully they're going to just be that little bit more sturdy on my card. And I was initially going to stick those hearts together, that when it opened up you had the two hearts flapping, but then I changed my mind. So what we're going to do is put some glue here. Just be careful you don't put too much because you don't want it going over. And I'm going to stick that heart towards the top here on this side. And obviously I have already done my embossing. And the sentiments in here are not specifically wedding sentiments. You've got your two from today and always, happy hugs and kisses day, Valentine's sending you love. So it could be just a Valentine's card, it could be just somebody that you're sending love for whatever reason. But I thought that today and always does work well for a wedding card. And if you're wondering why I'm fixated on weddings, one of my friend's daughter's getting married next month, and she commented yesterday, oh, it's coming up next month. So I guess that made me think about wedding cards. Now, for this little heart, you could stamp it on directly and then heat emboss it on the heart. I thought that I would probably mess it up and not get it straight, so that's why I've done it separately, and we're going to stick it on. And then same thing again, we're going to put some glue here, but this time we're sticking it towards the bottom. And just let that stick, but you probably just need to add a little bit of glue. I find that I put at the top of the hearts but not on the bottom there, so, or the sides, and that's because I'm too scared of getting glue all over. So just go back and add those, and then bling, so rhinestones to keep with that whole white and silver. Don't worry about those, I was colouring them for something else. And we're just going to stick some over here, and there we have it. Like I said, tilt it up, there we go. So a really simple fun fold, but nice and elegant with the white and silver. Change up your colors. You could, you know, if you wanted to go reds, and there you go, change your sentiment. Valentine's Day card ready made for you. So I hope you enjoy this card. Like I said, products available from Tuesday, and have a good week. I will see you again next week. Bye for now.